bitch. Little bitch. Whole ass bitch. Come here, dog. Come here, dog. Come here, dog. Yeah. 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 Whew. Get it. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Hey. Woo. Get it. Where's the deepest, darkest part, Doug? Oh. I don't want to make the handle hot, Doug. Ugh. Ugh. That lowers the switch. Old ass bitch. Would the handle have made that hot? Hot enough to... Interesting. Would that have actually been hot enough to... Dog, that's so weird that you have to... It does. That's so weird that, like, you literally have to leave the room. The only way you could do that puzzle is if you leave the room. Alaskan Blaziken, you don't know how often that happens, dog. You really don't know how often that happens. And people can just save themselves the time if you just read the information beneath the stream, dog. Dog, that's not what I meant to do. That's 100% not what I meant to do. Hold up. This is easier. Litty titty. This is so convoluted. 360 no scope that handle. You right, dog. Lit. Little bitch. Whole bitch. Son bitch. God damn it. Causing Yono to just slam into the... Stop. Just gonna headbutt over and over and over again. I'm sorry. Slam into the wall. Hello? Bro? Bro. Get fucked, bitch. Whole ass bitch. Hold up. Get this shit, dog. Wait, there's no box on it. Oh, I have to push the box on it. Oh, you bitch. Yo, this is a boss fight. Wait, how do I get it? I'm confused. Dog, this is so technical. What the fuck? Dog. Put both his eyeballs out, dog. Oh! No. No! Whoa! You a whole ass bitch! Cut that shit out, dog. Cut the shit, cut the shit, cut the shit. Bro? Oh! bitch. Just nut it all down his throat. What up, single moms? Damn, son. Damn, son. Damn, son. Bro, we get black and white, bro? It's film grain. Bro? Bro? What is this? Hey. Hey. What is this? Hey. Hey. Give me that. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. So this is it? This is all we gotta do? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and that solves it all right there. That's not Naga's blessing is this flower. Can I walk? Oh shit! Fuck. Dog. Out the ground they come. Out. Lit. Life is beautiful. Cool. Happy for you. Wait, who the fuck I gotta talk to? Well, who the fuck I gotta talk to? So we're not allowed to have a standing army. Yikes. Yo, Ralphie, what's poppin', big dog? Thank you for the 13 months, bruh. I'm gonna let you borrow the house sometime, dog. Life is beautiful. Dog, look at this fat nigga up here, dog. You have restored life to the Sunder Garden and carried on Naga's legacy, but you are young still. Yono, and you may have a long way to go before you take your place among the elephants of history and legend. How about you stop judging me, bitch? Life is suffering. Suffering is need. So let's remove life so you end suffering. Whoa, dog? Let's not. That's not the message we're sending here, Doug. Alright, so the gate is open, but wait. Wait. Which one's the one we need to go through? Nightingale City. I hope this is right. Shaded blue, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Doug. Wait, what am I doing? Oh. Since we got a shit ton of letters now. Because the folklore is that the history is fallen to the wind. Dog, you're pushing my rupee, dog. Come here, little bitch. Fuck out of here. Nigga. Fuck out of here. So since the history's been scattered, you have to collect it. Alright, let's go see Homeboy and learn about some shit. Essentially, if you missed out on the first book, it was about how the king had two sons and they fought and they essentially killed each other and all the people died and Naga cried and the battlefield became the Sunder Garden, and that's the Bone Whites are the people that died in that war. See, you have some letters for me. Let's see if we can piece something together. 796. I have 14,000 letters, Doug. Holy shit, we just unlocked 2 more. Oh my god. Oh, we might just unlock all these fucking books, Doug. Okay, so we read Naga in the Sunder Garden. That happened 1,000 years ago. She was the last elephant. Now we have Oma and the Giant Wave. Once upon a time, there was an elephant whose name was Oma. Oma was a bit shy, and he preferred to keep to himself. The elephant Oma built for himself a very high tower on top of which he could sit and watch the sea and the land and the sky. The people of the villages around Oma's tower would bring fruit and pleasant incense to the elephant and ask him questions about the weather and what else he could spy from so high. But Oma would rarely reply. He enjoyed his solitude and he didn't want the villagers to come and bother him all the time. In time, the villagers stopped visiting and Oma was happy. One day, while Elephant Oma was sitting atop his tower, he felt a change in the wind and shiver in the earth. He looked out to the open sea and saw on the horizon the white foam of an enormous wave. Elephant Oma knew that the wave would flood the land, and he hurriedly climbed down from his tower and to warn the people of the villages. The giant wave was coming and would destroy all the houses and all the farms. Oma told the villagers about the approaching wave, but they did not believe him. The villagers did not understand why the elephant, who would hardly ever give them news, suddenly wanted all of them to listen. And besides, the wave on the horizon was not visible from the ground yet, and Oma alone had been able to see it from the tower. See, this just sounds like a bunch of stupid fucking people. His warnings were all ignored, and Oma realized that even if all the people started moving up to the hills in safety, they would not be able to get far enough before the wave hit. Oma understood that he had to do something. Elephant Oma walked down to the coastline and saw the wave approaching. He took a deep, deep breath and gathered all his massive strength. And Oma swung his mighty trunk and stomped the ground so hard, and in this great shuffle, the very mountains began to crumble and move. The chain of mountains crawled down into the sea, and the seafloor began to rise, and a whole new landmass began to form in the sea. The crescent moon-shaped tongue of land stretched as a wall around the shores where the villagers lived, shielding them from harm. And so when the giant wave finally rolled in, it was broken up by the rocky cliffs of Oma's new peninsula. The people of the villages were saved. That night, the people of the villages gathered in a splendid celebration. They had all seen the wave crash against the blockade Elephant Oma had created. The village elders apologized to Oma for not having believed in him, and Oma decided to build a ladder to the top of his tower so that the people could visit him from time to time. He only built a very narrow ladder, however, so that only the children would be small enough to climb up and down it. Oma didn't want to be bothered by the affairs and worries of the grown-ups, and from that day, the children of the villages would run back and forth, bringing messages between the people and the old elephant. The land tongue Oma creates still exists to this day. And that's actually where we started the game at, on the Oma Peninsula. So that's lit. I think we got enough words for this next one. Actually, I think we have enough for the next two. Gaia's Sonnet, 3,000 years ago. I'm probably not going to read this right, so YOLO. Come walk with me and gaze upon the stars, spoke Gaia with her tusks of ivory white. The principles below this world of ours are clear as day, and soon as comes the night. Come walk with me and gaze upon the stars, spoke Gaia. In circular paths the spheres of heaven glide, the void of cosmos planets circumfuse. Mathematics is what inside it hide, proportion, ratio, and hypotenuse. And in that ratio lies a merry tune. We find it if we measure carefully. Between my ivory tusks a string is strewn, and plucked to vibrate in fine harmony. Let all dance when you take a string and thump it, and I'll invent a new device, the trumpet. So Gaia made the trumpet. Dialogues of Ronin. God damn, bruh. So the Sunder Garden took place 1,000 years ago. The Oma Peninsula was created 2,000 years ago. Gaia's Sonnet, the trumpet, was created 3,000 years ago. And now Dialogues of Ronin. Page 1. Princess Vanya, daughter of the Empire, sought out the elephant Ronin one night in the elder tree grove just outside the city, where he used to sit and gaze at the stars. When she saw him, she spoke thus. Elephant Ronin, who sat in the elder tree grove, I am the 7th of the Emperor's daughters, and as such there are no noble princes left in any of the neighboring realms for me to marry when I come of age. All my sisters will have lives of luxury and plenty, all but me, who am the youngest. I have sought you out, great elephant, and hope that you can offer me advice. My dear child, I am delighted to meet you, but why would you say a life of luxury and plenty is a life worth living? Would a life of toil and hardship be less desirable? All living creatures shun pain. This is evident. I seek the calm and serenity that comes from a life free of disturbance and suffering. Surely pleasure is the opposite of suffering and should thus be aspired to, just as pain should be shunned. But pleasure will fade away as soon as it is over, as will the pain, as will all sensation. You can remember that you felt pain yesterday, but you cannot feel the same pain again. That same is true for pleasure. I agree. This is why one should not chase after immediate pleasures, but rather live a life where pleasure is secured in the future as well. One might even forego immediate pleasures if one is certain doing so will save one from future pain. Well, maybe a good life is not so much about what you feel, but about what you do. The present is ever changing, and so is the future. The past, on the other hand, cannot be altered. Thus, the pleasurable sensations you feel now and might feel in the future are fleeting and impertinent. But the story of your actions will remain forever true in the past. This is your legacy, your memory, your tale. So, I should focus on the actions I make rather than the pleasures I seek and receive, but the seeking of pleasure will itself be an action. Well, but is the purpose of the search the pleasure or the seeking? Contrawise, then, the possession of a good story is itself pleasurable. I can live a life of action and stories, but the happiness I get out of that life is the same kind of pleasure my sisters will receive in their decorated halls, their banquets, and their bedchambers. Man, she's talking about getting fucking slammed. God damn. Romijn says, then maybe we are talking about the same thing after all. If the pleasure of action, the pleasure of creating memories and stories can rival the pleasure of material luxury, then perhaps the circumstances of your physical body are not the only thing that can lead to your happiness. Vanya replies, are you saying that I can devote myself to actions, to study and research, to charity work, to art and architecture, to adventure and discovery, and that this can be as rewarding as a life of pleasure? Are you, in fact, saying that this is what would truly be a happy life? Romijn replies, I don't know what a happy life is. This is why I sit here looking at the stars and waiting for people to come and talk to me and tell me their thoughts. You have given me much joy this evening and much to think about, and I suppose sitting still can also be an action if you do it on purpose. Bro. Romijn was a deep ass nigga, goddamn. So the myth of Yin and Urich, 10,000 years ago. Are we actually gonna? I don't think we have enough for the last book. I like how the letters just glitched out. I don't think we have enough for the last book. Ooh, maybe just enough. The myth of Yin and Urich. This is 10,000 years ago. So elephants have been visiting the land over and over and over again. Here follows the myth of Urich, such as it has been passed down through the generations. Son of Porcupine was the greatest hunter in the land, and his bow was feared by all animals. He led a group of hunters who would return each night with food for the tribe, but the land was empty and barren. All animals had fled or been killed. Son of Porcupine said to Yin, the elephant, I am the greatest hunter in the land, and these are my hunters. But the land is barren and empty of life. We can no longer hunt for food to feed our tribe. We need a new source of food. And Elephant Yin said to the son of Porcupine, you have started on a path at the end of which you will die. Nonetheless, I shall aid you in whichever way I can, for through your death your people will become stronger and more numerous than ever before. Take these seeds and bury them in the earth, then wait for 3 days and return to the same spot. Damn. And Son of Porcupine took the seeds and buried them deep. He and the other hunters waited for 3 days, and on the morning of the third day, they found that the whole valley had turned into a resplendent field of grain. There was more food in one place than they had ever seen before. Son of Porcupine and his tribe began to harvest the grain, and more tribes arrived from near and far to help with the harvest and share the food. They stopped traveling around in search of food and instead built their huts in the valley along the river, and on the 7th day, Son of Porcupine became a king. But on the 12th day, other people arrived in the valley, and they did not come for food. They sought the source of the food, which they perceived to be the power of the king, Son of Porcupine. The invaders were envious of this power and wanted to seize it. Son of Porcupine said to Yin the elephant, I am the king of this valley, and these are my people. But other people desire my power, and in envy seek to destroy what I have created. We can no longer travel to avoid fights, because our homes and lives are dependent on these fields of grain. And Elephant Yin replied, I warned you that suffering would come to you, Son of Porcupine, but on the other side of suffering lies strength. Take these rocks and place them in a circle around the valley, then wait for 3 days. And Son of Porcupine placed the rocks in a circle around the valley and waited for 3 days. On the morning of the third day, the valley and all the huts and houses had been surrounded by a sturdy stone wall and had become a city. The city was called Urich. And on the 15th day, the hunters became warriors. The invaders lined up outside the walls of Urich, ready to do battle. Son of Porcupine stood atop the city wall with his fearsome bow, forced to protect a livelihood that could not be moved. a livelihood that had transformed from sustenance into wealth and thus attracted envy. A spear thrown by an envious invader sailed through the air. It was a spear of hatred and greed, seeking the wealth hidden inside the city walls. And the spear of hatred found its way into the heart of Son of Porcupine, who fell from his position on the wall. The blood of his veins flowed forth and surrounded the city like a water-filled moat, and the invaders were held off. The people of the city of Urich lived lives of richness and resplendence. So he died. He died to protect his city. Do we have enough for this last book? Do we have enough for the last book? I think we might just have enough. I feel like we're gonna unlock this and then like a scroll bar is gonna appear. And then like a scroll bar is gonna appear and magically we have more shit. No other scroll bar. Lit. Alright, this is 20,000 years ago. Holy shit. My name is Babur Zeb of Zerno, and I've devoted my life to the study of elephant lore. A few generations before my birth was the era of elephant Gaia. And we are now patiently waiting for the next elephant, whoever it may be. In the earliest of human history, mankind lived as hunter-gatherers, moving around across large areas of wilderness and subsisting on whatever food they managed to hunt down or pluck from trees and bushes. We call this period the Stone Age because this was before mankind had started using metal tools and crafted their utensils out of stone. It would not be until much later in the era of elephant Yin that humans began living in cities, cultivating land, and using metal tools. So he's referencing the city that Yin built, Yin and Urich. This is the time of Elephant Agra, the All-Mother, the very first elephant we know of. She came to aid mankind and live among them as a guide and mentor. We have absolutely no written record from this age. Indeed, it seems humans had not developed the art of writing at this point. Instead, we must rely exclusively on the oral tradition and what few archaeological artifacts we have managed to find, such as cave paintings and small trinkets carved in stone. Thus, we know very little of the life and deeds of Elephant Agra. She seemed to have been recognized as some form of deity or supernatural spirit, and she seems to have covered an astounding distance by foot as she traveled across the world, often followed by various tribes and communities of early humans. Evidence suggests that it was Agra the All-Mother who first taught mankind how to create and use fire. Her pilgrim caravan across the continents may in large part have been to spread this archaic technology to far-flung tribes and communities. As we can see, the relationship between human and elephant goes back for a long, long time. One would even be tempted to suggest that without elephants taking an interest in our development and flourishing, it is unlikely that we would ever have been able to rise to the level of cultural and civilizational sophistication that we see today. We may have forever been destined to roam the earth in packs, eating berries, roots, and nuts, and freeze in the cold winters. But for the gift of fire and for the beginning of a long chain of future elephants, we have a lot to be thankful to the All-Mother for. It must be noted, however, that there may have been several elephants before Agra. There may have been elephants in this world before humankind even existed. It's impossible for us to know. Whoa. So that's all the books. Dog, what are we supposed to piece together? I did it all. PK, I will ban you. Act like I won't. Act like I won't, PK. Act like I won't, PK. Act like I won't, PK. Come on my chat with that craziness, dog. My nigga, Not today. Not today, PK. You my boy, PK, and I love you, but not today. Not today, dog. So, we made it through the Center Guard and everything. We did the damn thing, as the kids would say. And I think now, well, first of all, we haven't even saved yet.